He's right at home in the dozer. He loves to run dozer. $18 below this morning. Hi. Hi, Eileen. Put it in the comments what you think it's actually worth, and then let me know if you're qualified at give me a scale, like 10 you're an expert, 1 you're a novice and you really don't know. I'd be curious to what you people think as to what something like that might be worth. I think it's a 99 XLT 280 Lemco. Let's just go over it a little bit here. So we built extensions on the front of this so a grapple could grab it, drag it around. It is self-propelled. Continuous rotation on the bucket. It's got somewhat of a live heel, I guess. I don't think you call it live heel, but yeah, hydraulic heel. This thing here is just a drag, just for dragging the road. I used it as a counterweight. It's pinned on there. This is a dolly that we used under our chipper, and this loader we used with our chipper. It turned into our chipper loader. That isn't what we bought it for. We bought it for sitting in our yard and unloading tree length at the end of the winter. A nice big loader for doing that. And it ended up turning into our chipper feeding loader. So I mounted the dolly on here so we could haul it around when we moved, and that's why it's sitting on there. Put new springs on the front of it. The other ones were broken. I put chains on there. I shouldn't say she helped me with this. Ended up putting new wheels on the front. Got a Mack transmission in it. That is new too, I believe. I think it got towed with the transmission and gear one time and it smoked that motor, so that motor's relatively new. Got new wheels, new tires, or a lot of them. I don't know if all of them are. And I like the fact that these are kind of rusty. I see it's a little not rusty there. Yeah, I rebuilt, or had those rebuilt, because they were leaking. They must still be leaking a little bit. Shay and I did put lights in the back of it. Or has hydraulics for a slasher attachment. Big Falls machine, put a new clutch in it. Got a John Deere engine in it, a 6068. I'll have to get this thing out and run it a little for you. I did add an extra cooler to give it a little more cooling capacity. I think before we bought it, it was overheated a lot. And that's why we had hydraulic issues. Or I should say the people before us, we fixed them. I don't know what gear. Let's try that gear. Second gear. We did have the main and jib boom cylinders repacked. Got a bunch of spare hoses in this. This is a really nice toolbox. I got new batteries I was going to put in it, and I think I still will. But I'm just going to put them in there for now so they don't fall off. Stay. It's got a clutch to kick out the hydraulics. I put that pipe on there to make that easier. this is how you drive it, this thing. You pull this pin and spin that back. Let's see if it's frozen to the ground. Uh-oh. Oh, there it goes. It froze a little bit, wasn't it? And then you steer by moving it to the right, like so. I just have it at an idle in a low gear. But she's self-propelled, it works, it steers. We should drive it over by that bang board and just lift that up and reset it. Must be cloudy out today, the skylight's not working so good. So I'm done driving, so I'm gonna swing that out of my way. Let's put down some outriggers, huh? Do the both back on the same time. There we go. How's this gonna work? Driving it around, got some of the mud out of it anyway. You can tell pretty good traction on here. I got really good traction there. That's the only one that doesn't really have good traction. Well, I guess this one wouldn't either. Those are my instructions for Bud wheels. The threads are opposite on the driver's side. I tried to show it in that last clip. I was running the heel, but you couldn't see it. So I'll do it again from inside the cab. This is actually hydraulic oil temperature. I wanted a separate, I added this later. Added this hour meter later too. It says 1169. The original one says like 1600. Obviously that's wrong. 1463. Yeah, loader legs, lights, wiper. The air conditioning is not hooked up. Heater fan. oil coolers, saw motor. The earmuffs, that was for the chipper. Man, that thing was loud. Try not to hit the garage. If the wire fell off the alternator, if that's why that's like that. But it's showing good temps and pressures. And John Deere 6068 is a good motor. I should check on that tack if I got time. See, it's actually a push button start. John Deere 6068, I might as well. Let's see if I can. Oh, I probably can't show you. So all you're getting is a reflection. How about we do something like that? We'll turn the key on. Batteries down there. I think that's the tack right there. The machine used to be that color orange. I painted it John Deere green. Runs better. Well, it's got a John Deere in it. So I did a quick little tracing thing here. I see what it was unplugged inside the. That's why the tack wasn't working. Got her plugged in. Let's see if it works. Ah, yes! Simple fix. The air conditioner is not hooked up. The air conditioner pump is sitting there without a belt on it. It did not work when we bought it. I didn't bother fixing it. Fuel gauge, fuel cap. Got 3/4 of a tank of fuel. The original latches were broke and gone when we bought it, and I put these latches on here and they just don't work, and this one's broke. Should fix that. Oh, this will work. Oh yeah. It looks so much better when you just touch it up just a little bit. The overspray doesn't look good. So this thing originally had dual swing motors, gearboxes. This one, I don't remember what happened. Maybe a bearing or something started to go bad in it. So Hopper and I took it off and sent it up and got it rebuilt, and we just ran it with one. And it worked just as good with one. We never put that one back in. It's in the shop. I did paint these lines. So the top of the boom looks better anyway. Oh, that line's bent. Nuts. well, I threw a little more paint at the boom. I shouldn't say a little more. I threw some paint at the boom just to touch it up, touched up the bucket, the heel, that kind of stuff. Try to make it look a little more black. Some of the modifications for doing tree length, can you see them little wedges welded to protect the fittings? If somebody got a little rammy and tried to lift 3 aspen instead of just 2 tree lengths, they'd grab them too far up and it would knock them off. So after I welded them on there, we didn't knock any more off. And that thing was added to help with the tree length. I explained it in my making Lemko and lemonade. I added that for chipping tops. These little things right there stick it out, protect those fittings from hitting the back of the chipper and knocking them hoses off. I think I added this here to keep from knocking it off on the back of the chipper. Just little things like that. Put chunks of old cutting edges off the dozer on there, so when you grab it with the grapple, if you grab it too far back, that's what it does. But these protect this tube from that happening. That's why those are on there, and these are welded on there to keep the grapple from sliding off when you tow it around. Well, there's the steering for the carrier, the air tank, air brakes. I believe the air brakes worked. I think you and I did that, so that should all be good. The radio doesn't come in. It's got a cheap radio in it. Needs an antenna. So, like I said, we bought it for doing tree length, and it ended up turning into our chipper feeding loader. We put a ton of work into it. I put a ton of work into it. We put a lot of money into it to get everything working. The brakes, the self-propelled, the through shaft was broke. Got all that fixed. Got all the hydraulics redone. So it's a far, far, far better loader than the day we bought it. It was really in bad shape. It was probably one of the worst machines I've ever seen. Probably shouldn't have bought it because we put way too much time and effort into it for what we're going to get back out of it, if you know what I mean. It works. It's not the nicest loader. It's not the smoothest, fastest, but it works. It'll lift. We used it quite a while to feed the chipper, a couple of years. So it's proven itself. Yeah, I don't know if I would slash with it as my only slasher. I just don't think you'd want to slash full time in the summer with it. It would run too hot. You'd need to add coolers or something. I don't know if that's worth it. But as far as lifting, that kind of stuff, it'll lift. Unloading tree length or loading tree length, it would work. Just some thoughts. I'm not sure what to sell this for. I don't think I would take less than, of course I'd have to talk that over with my brothers, because I can't sell it without their approval. But yeah, just want to say thank you again for following along and encouraging me on this journey. Appreciate it. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for the thumbs up, all the views. Appreciate it.